Hey guys, Miss Techie here, and this is the X Pro, not Apple's X, Tecno's X, and yeah, it all starts with the design. Tecno has made a couple of design changes to the X Pro. So gone is the chunky bezels in front and the metallic build at the back. Instead, you get a near bezel-less display and a plastic build. Now, the X Pro spans at 6 inch, but thanks to the aspect ratio and the build, it is not as big or as heavy as the 05. Now, for those wondering, this device doesn't look cheap even with that plastic build, and I think one of the major reasons for that is as a result of these gold bands that surround this device. It gives off this premium look. Let me know what you think about it. And one of the things I do not like about the design is the fact that this comes with a slight camera bump. While this is noticeable, it is not a deterrent by any means. Overall, it is not a bad looking phone, but we all know that the design is nothing without the display. Now this comes with a full HD display. And yeah, as far as the quality is concerned, this is quite good. And to give you a better understanding, take a look at the pictures on both devices. I noticed that the picture on the X Pro is a lot more detailed than that on the 05. It is bright enough, it is well contrasted, and it has got good viewing angles. Now, I want to know what else has got viewing angles. Well, the camera. So on the X Pro's camera interface, you get an easier access to different angles, or should I say different aspect ratios, and these aspect ratios allow you to control the size of the picture and how much content you can fit into one shot. And as far as the back camera is concerned, there's no upgrade here. You still get the same 16MP back-facing camera that was spotted on the CX. And in terms of the quality, well, this is quite saturated enough. It is detailed, but yeah, I noticed that if you do not have good lighting, the pictures can tend to be slightly grainy, but I think this applies to most mid-range cameras. Up front is a different story. So instead of two selfie cameras like you were probably expecting, you get one 24MP front-facing camera. Now, the benefit of having two cameras is depth sensing, the ability for the secondary camera to detect the background and create this blurry background effect that you get on most DSLRs. And because the X Pro doesn't come with a secondary camera, it uses software to artificially create that bokeh effect. And for the most part, it does a good job. But like most bokeh effect taken with a smartphone camera, you tend to notice that the edges, especially for us ladies with waves, tend to blow out with the background. As for the quality of the 24MP front camera, I'd say it's amazing. In good lighting conditions, the selfies I took with this thing were quite detailed. I love how saturated it looked. And in no lighting conditions, you tend to notice the same problem that was spotted with the back camera, and that is the noise issue. But you know what, this isn't as bad as you would expect. It actually handled low light photography well. To be honest, I think they did a pretty good job with the front facing camera on the X Pro. Now, another thing that has been integrated into the X Pro is screen flash. Yes, you still get the dual LED flash in front, but Tecno has also baked in a selfie flash that gives you this soft flash. It's not as vivid as the LED flash in front, and I think I like that better. As for the video quality, well, I noticed that the X Pro has video stabilization inbuilt, but while I was using it, I still saw some shakes. So this is the front camera test, and I like it, but there's a but. It has this overexposure thing going on, and Tecno is saying that there's a software update that will be sent to fix it. Now, one of the things I do not like about the camera setup on the X Pro is the fact that this lacks Pro mode. I wonder why Tecno doesn't have that integrated. But yeah, it lacks Pro mode to boost the pictures, just like bass loudness boosts the audio. Integrated a feature called bass loudness that further boosts the audio quality.
Where do you go when you're by yourself? Where do you
on the hardware, the fingerprint sensor is still placed at the back of the device, and it is still as fast and efficient as expected. What was unexpected is the battery life. This comes with 3750 mAh battery capacity that lasts a while despite the 6-inch screen. Now, during my week with the device, I was able to use it throughout the day and get to top it at night. And as far as the screen on time is concerned, I got about 4 to 8 hours of screen on time. There's also the fact that this comes with OTG, so you can use this phone to charge other phones. Now, charging this takes about 2 hours 30 minutes, less than the S3's, but bear in mind that the S3 has a larger battery capacity. Want to know what other feature is also better than the S3? Well, the Face ID. Now, Tecno has baked the Face ID feature into the X Pro, and just like the S3, the X Pro doesn't have a dedicated sensor for that. Instead, it uses the front camera to detect your face. And so far, it has performed well, guys. It is quite fast, even faster than the S3's Face ID. And on the software front, you have Android 8.1 out of the box, along with Tecno's skin. And one thing I noticed during my experience with the HiOS is the fact that you can't swipe up to access the app drawer. Instead, you click on this button right here, and once you are in the app drawer, you cannot uninstall an application automatically. But in order to rectify that, you need to go to the home screen. From there, you select the standard launcher. Now, this comes with a couple of bloatware, some of which can be uninstalled and others which can't, to save storage. But you have 64 gig of storage on this thing. You have a dedicated micro SD card slot and a dual SIM card slot that supports 4G LTE. Now, just like the S3, the X Pro uses on-screen buttons, but unlike the S3, this doesn't allow you to hide the navigation button. Now, I started with the design, so it's only right I end with the performance. Now, you don't get a Snapdragon processor. Instead, you get a Helio P23 processor. It's a MediaTek processor that is clocked at 2 GHz and paired with 4 gigs of RAM. Now, all of that translates to a superb multitasking experience. I had no issues with multitasking during my time with the device. And yeah, for heavy games and applications, this will give you no issues. I didn't really notice a lot of lag while playing heavy games on the X Pro. Now, while there are a few shortcomings noticed, like the fact that this uses a plastic build and no QHD. Yes, I am aiming for the stars. And there's also the fact that this doesn't come with Pro mode in the camera setup. There are also a few main selling points, like the big screen and that aspect ratio and that massive front-facing camera, as well as the incredible Face ID. But the question is, are these good enough upgrades for you to make that switch?